Tonight for homework, we were to complete numbers 19 and 20 on page 46. Let's go over number 19. A group of children went swimming. 3/8 of them were girls. If there were 40 boys, how many children were there all together? You can see that I have my sentence down here at the bottom. There were blank children all together. So I want to know the whole, and this is a part-whole problem. A group of children went swimming. We know that 3/8 of them were girls. So I'm going to draw a whole bar, and I'm going to want to split it up into 8 parts because 3/8 are girls. And to know that my total number of parts, I want to look here at my denominator. So I'm going to split this up into 8 parts. Now, I know that 3/8 are girls, so I can label this girls. Next, they tell us that there are 40 boys. Well, if 3/8 are girls, that means that the rest are boys. So this equals 40. Next, I have to fill in my question mark. I want to know how many children were there all together. So I'm going to label my whole with a question mark. And that's what I'm trying to find. Now, there are 2 ways to find this information. So let's take a look at one option. One option is our unit method. The unit method is the method that we use to find just one unit. So if I'm trying to find just this one unit here, I can do so by knowing my whole, which is 40, and dividing it by the number of parts. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes that equal 40. So if I'm going to use the unit method, I will do 40 divided by 5 to figure out what just one unit is. 40 divided by 5 equals 8, and I can then label these 8. I know that all of these are going to be 8. So to solve for my question mark, I will need to multiply 8 times 8 because there's 8 total parts. So I will do 8 times 8, which equals 64. So there were 64 children altogether, and I can fill in my answer within the sentence. Now there's another way to find our whole. Another thing you could have done was you may have seen that there are 40 boys, and we want to know the whole amount. So what I could do, in order to find the whole, I would do 40 divided by 5/8, because 5/8 of the total is 40. Now if I take 40 and divide that by 5/8, it will tell me what my whole amount is. So if you saw it like this, you could have solved it by dividing the fractions. So 40 is the same as 40 over 1. Remember, we have to rewrite our division problem as a multiplication problem. So 40 over 1 times, I'm using the reciprocal, 8 over 5. I can cross cancel. Both of those numbers are divisible by 5, so this would become 8. This would become a 1. 8 times 8 is 64. 1 times 1 is 1. That's the same as 64. So 2 different ways of finding this. It doesn't matter if you use the unit method or if you divided the fractions. Both work. Okay, let's take a look at our next slide here. Okay, and this is problem 20. So 3 boys, Juan, Seth, and Jared, shared a number of stamps in the ratio 3 to 5 to 7. If Seth received 45 stamps, how many more stamps did Jared receive than Juan? Well, I know that I have a ratio here, 3 to 5 to 7. And our ratio is given in the order that they list the boys. So this means that Juan is 3, Seth is 5, and Jared will be 7 parts. So this is going to be a compare problem. And I know this because we set up our ratio. When we're comparing, ratio is always a comparison, so we're always going to set that up as compare. I also want to know how many more, so that also clues me into that this is a compare problem. So Juan, Seth, and Jared. And I have to use their second initial, otherwise I won't know who is who. So Juan is going to be 3. They tell us that it was 3 to 5 to 7. So now I see I have 3 units to 5 units to 7 units. We also know that Seth received 45 stamps. So I can label Seth 45. I want to know how many more stamps Jared received than Juan. So this is going to be my question mark, because this is all the extra that Jared has. Juan has 3 units, Jared has 7, so he has 4 more units. Now I can use the unit method to solve this problem. I know that Seth has 45 altogether. He has a total of 5 units. So to figure out what one of those units are, I'm going to need to do 45 divided by 5, which equals 9. That means that each one of these units is 9. That means since we're in a ratio, we're comparing like amounts. So that means every single unit is 9. So if I want to find my question mark here, it's 4 times 9, which equals 36. So Jared received 36 more stamps than Juan.